Welcome to War Thunder with Subdude. How y'all doing today? Well, and so it begins. The beginning of the dev blogs. Little French anti-tank tank. I guess that's the best way to put it. Interesting looking little device. Not really that interested in it because it's tanks. But it's a new dev blog. And it means dev blog season has started. And what am I looking for this patch? Well, long overdue is the F8 Crusader. Both the French version and the American version. Would love to see them this patch. Maybe yes, maybe no. Don't know. Another plane I would really, truly love to see, and this comes in any one of three different versions, the A4 Skyhawk in the E, F, or M variant. And with or without the ECM ECCM package riding on the spine. Now, those of you that are aviation aficionados will understand and appreciate what that does. The reason I'm looking for those aircraft, or one of them, is they have a more powerful engine and they have 5 hard points to attach weaponry to. 3 weapons points is pretty good on the current Skyhawk, but it does leave a little bit to be desired when it comes to doing ground attack and then carrying a couple of missiles to protect yourself on the way home. That's why I'd really like to see the E, F, or M model. M model being a Marine Corps only aircraft. The E and the F, late variants of the Skyhawk used by the Navy. And oddly enough, the Skyhawk did spend a tryst as a plane for the Blue Angels. So it might be interesting to see a Blue Angel skin for the Skyhawk also. Now, another plane that we haven't got in the lineup that would be an excellent addition would fit into the naval lineup right between the F9, F8, and the F3H2, and possibly after the F3H2. Doesn't really matter to me, but that would be the Douglas Skyray. The first, and as far as I know, the only naval tailless fighter. And it would be an excellent plane to add in. Yes, it was a missile carrier, so it could carry Sidewinders and Sparrows. It never went into combat, unfortunately, so we have no idea how it would fare. And, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I still want the Crusader, and the Crusader, yeah, the Crusader would be like, oh, the best plane to add. Your Phantoms are great. The Crusader, in my mind, is the plane. Another plane I wouldn't mind seeing would be the F-101 Voodoo. I think the A or the C models were armed with cannons. And I believe they also were carrying the AIM-4 Falcon missile. Now, the Falcon missile came in two varieties. There was the A model and the B model. The A model was a heat seeker. The B model was a radar guided or semi-active radar homing. But it wasn't really very good. I mean, it was really, really bad. And if we got the Voodoo, I would place it below the F-104s after the F-80C. It's not that good of a missile. And I don't believe they were ever fitted for Sidewinders because their weapons bay was designed to have two missiles exposed, and then it would rotate and you would have two more missiles exposed. And you could put one of each in each rotation. So you could carry 4 missiles, but they were They were designed to be for a bomber interceptor. Not a bomber, but to intercept high altitude, big lumbering bombers. They weren't meant for dogfighting. I don't know how that would go over, but the F-101 is still one of my favorites, and I really would like to see it in the game. Now, I'm going to shift it up a little bit. We're going to go take a look at Great Britain. And Great Britain really, really has done well. But this is the line that needs some attention. And this is where the Blackburn Buccaneer should go. Blackburn Buccaneer would probably have the largest bomb load of any plane in the game, and it could still carry a couple of Sidewinders for self-defense. Has no gun, so it's going to be kind of there, but it could carry all sorts of different ordnance, including precision-guided GPS and laser-guided bombs. So that's the sort of plane that could move forward as far as weaponry in the game. Now, GPS-guided really wouldn't make too much of a difference, but laser-guided might. Dropping a bomb from 10,000 feet at a tank and designating it with a laser and holding that target until the bomb gets there. That might be interesting to watch. Another thing I'd like to go back and discuss, especially seeing as how we're theorizing and hoping, is the AGM-45 Shrike. If you don't know what the Shrike is, it is an anti-radiation missile. It has a decent range. There are actually about 12 different variations of the Shrike, maybe more. I went through it in a previous video. Hang on just a second. Oh yeah, here we go. We've got, well, you've got the, can't read my own writing. The A model has about a 16 kilometer range. The B model has a 40 kilometer range. And there were multiple different bandwidths that they could go after. To name some of them, you've got Fire Can, Fan Song, bar lock, low blow, flat face, and straight flush. My writing is horrible. It could be carried on the Skyhawk, the Intruder, the Thunder Chief, the Phantom II, the Abro Vulcan. So if Britain wants to, if they want to add in the Abro Vulcan, which there is currently a model into the game, it could actually carry those. And the Shrike carried between 66 and 67 kilos of explosive. So for going after ground attacks, that would be something that we really would like to look at. And I believe that they would be applicable to the later Skyhawks. And I also believe the F-100 did carry them. But maybe not. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that's kind of my wish list. Germany, I'm sure, probably would like to see their Phantom. And I'm sure they will probably get their Phantom. Soviet Union probably get something, I don't know, Su-17, maybe, I'm not sure. I think that's a swing wing aircraft, which the graphics engine and the modeling, I don't know how that would work. I think that's probably one of the reasons that they're holding off on the MiG-23 also. And that would also go for the Panavia Tornado, a swing wing plane, the F-14 swing wing, the F-111 swing wing. Another plane we might see might be the F-5, the Freedom Fighter, which actually there's a couple of different variants of that, and the later iteration, the F-20 Tiger Shark, both by Northrop, mouth and gauge, and an excellent little fighter. Fast, nimble, carries a decent ordnance load, two 20mm Pontiac revolver cannons, M39s, I believe. Carries sidewinders on wingtip pylons, can carry bullpups, can carry Maverick missiles, bombs, rocket, unguided rockets. Might even be able to carry guided ordnance as long as it has there's somebody in the area that can laze a target for it. And that's something we need to look at, we need to hope for. Not look into, hope for. Laser designation from aircraft. Getting near the ground targets nowadays is really dangerous, especially with their surface-to-air missiles. They're getting more and more dangerous to get near, especially seeing as how some of them are pretty accurate. My only experience with that is watching other videos from other players, but I'm thinking of those players that play ground forces too. They're probably looking at stuff that they could use for a standoff situation where they can be at The range of Russian helicopters, 8 kilometers or more, lock up a target and launch a missile to stay out of their return fire range. Because that's what war is. Basically, kill the enemy before he kills you. And if that means standing off and throwing a rock, well, that's what it means. Standing off and throwing a rock. In this case, we're talking about being able to throw a rock from 16 to 40 kilometers away. And that's just with the AGM-45 Shrike. Then you've got other rockets, missiles, like the Standard missile, which has an even greater range. Hang on just a second. Okay, the AGM-78 Standard missile, 105. Oh, the F-105G, the A6B and E models, 67 or 76. Boo. 97 kilogram warhead, and it has a 90 kilometer standoff range. Now that gives a radar a long time to see what's coming and to shut down and get out of the way. There's also the AGM-88 HARM high-speed anti-radiation missile, which has a 150 kilometer range. I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon. I think if we get the AGM-78 Standard missile, we'll be like, wow. But the AGM-45 would be an outstanding missile to have. And because you have to decide what sort of AGM-45 you're going to carry, unless they just want to make it ubiquitous across the board, and they'll probably do that. I mean, you've got two different rocket motors on it. One that will take it to 16 kilometers, one that will take it to 40. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different radar bands that the missile is tuned for. So you have to know which radar is up, what band it is, and do you have that missile on board. If you don't, you can't shoot it. And when you've got 6 different types of radar that it can look for, you have to know your enemy. And if your enemy isn't using one of the radars that you're carrying, well, sucks to be you, to be blunt. And you've wasted your time. So it's time to rush in and see if you can put a bomb on him before he can put a missile up your butt. Alright, this is Subdude signing off. Y'all have a pleasant today, a better tomorrow, and we'll catch you in the sky in Air Realistic on the good maps. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.